Welcome back for another Google Suite how-to video for your distance learning. So for this video, I wanted to share a couple of really useful features in Google Classroom that parents and scholars both need to be aware of. We've used them a lot in the actual classroom this year, and so I felt that they merited a little mini video of their own. So here I am in my Google browser. I'm signed into my fake student account that I created for these videos. Since I'm signed in, I'm going to click on these 9 little square dots to access my apps. Scroll down until I find Google Classroom. And here I am in my semi-bare fake student classroom. Okay, normally there'd be more icons for the other content courses here. So let's go into the ELA classroom for this practice, and I always recommend go to the top in the middle to this classwork tab, click there because it will take you to a more organized area to access your assignments. Here is a practice assignment I created for this video. Click there and view assignment. Now here's an example of an assignment that is bare bones. There is little to no instruction or attachments, but this is, oh, I love you too. Sorry, my kids are running around. So this is just for practice, okay? So I want to show you about this mark as done button, this big pink bar right here. Let's say as a parent or a scholar, you get one of those dreaded big, ugly, red missing alerts from Google Classroom. And the scholar is like, I am sure I did it. I really think I did that assignment. It may just be something as simple as they need to actually click this button. So when you have an assignment, when a scholar has an assignment for a teacher that does not require them to submit work there, which in another video I showed you how to create a document with answers on it. If you're not required to do that, there's no way to show that you completed it in Google Classroom. Let me give you an example. I often will assign quizzes in a website called Kia. So I will tell the student in the directions to click the link below. I'll give the Kia link here and they click it, take their quiz, and they're done. I can see their grade in the Kia website. It's, Google Classroom is just basically their launching off point for that particular assignment, but they don't need to add anything. So the due date comes along and bing, up comes that missing alert, and mom tells scholar, oh, you need to check with your teacher. I see you have missing work. The scholar is concerned. They felt that they completed it. So what you do to turn off that ugly red missing alert is just to click mark as done. Okay, so that's going to shut the alert off. And just as a kind of side note to everybody, as a teacher, we can't click that for you. So I can't fix that on my end. The scholar actually has to click that button, okay? All right, so now that I clicked that, I want to draw your attention to how this changed. Now it says that it's turned in, which is going to turn off any alerts that the work is missing. It also has a little message here, no work attached. Well, in the example I just gave you, that's perfectly fine. 2 things here. Number 1, if a scholar hits turn in or mark as done, but doesn't complete the assignment, that doesn't mean they did the assignment. And I've ran into that a little in these first couple weeks of distance learning where somebody hit turn in and maybe it was an accident and then, they see, oh, I did that assignment, and so they ignore it. And lo and behold, oops, they never actually attached their document. They never did the assignment. So please keep in mind that hitting turn in or mark as done is really only sort of a notification situation where it is going to tell the teacher and tell the scholar and the parent that they have allegedly turned it in, okay? Doesn't mean that they actually did. It's just a button you click to shut off any sort of missing work notifications, okay? Last thing here, I think I'll cover in this video, unsubmit. All right, this is very important, and this is why. Let's say that first I'm going to hit unsubmit to show you this. Okay, let's say this assignment is actually an essay. Okay, and Mrs. Gutierrez or whoever teacher has asked you to type up this essay. So the first step, I go to Add Create, Google Doc. All right, so let's say my essay is here. All right, I just wrote my whole essay. Wouldn't it be amazing if a 4-word essay was acceptable? This is just for practice. All right, I finished my essay. Now I'm going to go back into the assignment, and it's attached here. I need to hit turn in, okay? Why? Because this timestamps the assignment and it puts it into a different section on the teacher side of things. So now I can see all the students who have actually turned in their assignment, and it timestamps it. So if there's a deadline, I can see the time they turned it in. So it shows me if it's on time or not. So let's go ahead and pretend I just wrote my essay for my teacher, and I'm going to hit turn in. So I make my deadline. Again, I don't want to confuse you, but if there was no document attached there, or rather a blank document attached, and I never wrote the essay, I can still hit turn in. And that'll turn off the missing alert for my parent or the teacher. That doesn't mean the assignment is done, because then when the teacher clicks on the document, they're like, wait a minute, this document is blank. You turned in a blank sheet of paper, basically. So that's just another side note. Okay, so when do I use the unsubmit? Let me finally get to that. Let's say I wrote my essay and Mrs. Gutierrez or whichever teacher has made some proofreading comments on it, and they said, hey, I made some comments. Can you go back to your essay and make some changes to it? Okay. Well, just like with a paper copy, you have to get that document back from the teacher before you can make any changes, okay? So let's say that just happened, okay? My teacher just made some proofreading comments, and now I'm going to go back, click on my document, and I'm going to go in, and they said I needed to add quotation marks. Okay, well, I'm going to put my cursor. Uh-oh, can't put my cursor. Mrs. Gutierrez, I can't type. I can't do anything. Well, that's because it's essentially in a virtual turn-in tray, okay? You can't edit this anymore as a student once you've turned it in. But it's an easy fix, okay? Go back into your assignment, and you're going to hit unsubmit. Just to elaborate more, let's pretend like you wrote an essay on paper and turned it into the turn-in tray, like a physical tray in the classroom with actual paper, and the teacher wants you to make changes. Well, you can't just make changes. You have to actually physically go get the piece of paper, take it to your desk, sit down and do that. And so the virtual version of that is hitting unsubmit, right? Now watch how things change. Once I hit unsubmit, I've got all of these buttons back. I can return it in again, but more importantly, I'm going to close out this part. If I click on my document again, now that I've unsubmitted, I've got my essay back with editing capability. Notice my cursor is on there. I can add my quotation marks. Oops. Said Virginia. All right, Mrs. Gutierrez, I made the changes. Back in one more time, hit turn in again, okay? So that is my overview on the mark is done and unsubmit, and a little bit on the turn in button as well. And I hope that helps you. I will see you guys in my next video.